Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Hollow Knight. I'm recording this immediately after the first episode because I'm having so much fun, so I've not had time to, not had the opportunity to respond to any feedback yet, but I hope I'm doing okay. So, in the last episode we explored the Forgotten Crossroads and ended up here after fighting the first boss. I'm just going to put the map on. So it is labelled Ancestral Mound on the map, now that we've come here. Sorry. So, rather creepy place with these skull decor. And this ominous shadow in front of us who we haven't spoken to yet. Who are you and what do you want with us?
Oh-ho! Who is that creeping out of the darkness? Oh my, you're looking grim. A strange empty face and a wicked-looking weapon. Something important has drawn you down into Hallownest Corpse, but I won't ask what. Perhaps the reason you found me is because you need my help. Say no more, friend. I'm going to give you a gift, a nasty little spell of my own creation. It's just perfect for a little one like you.
The Vengeful Spirit. So it says tap A. There's actually two different buttons for using spells. The thing is that A is my focus button, so the game has to distinguish between whether I'm using a spell or using focus, and that means it will only cast a spell when I release A. And there's a separate button. If I go into options, so some spoilers for things we'll get later on, but quick cast, which is left shift, casts the spell immediately rather than on release of the key. So that's what I'll be using most of the time. It's a bit weird that the game doesn't actually tell you about that button, but it's very useful. The other thing it doesn't tell you is how much damage that does. You have to kind of work it out from seeing how many hits it takes to defeat certain enemies. So these ones are good at blending into the background. But I do know all the damage figures from looking up the wiki and things like that over the course of the years I've spent playing this game. So I will tell you that it does 3 times the damage of a nail hit. It is very good. Oh, that was a nice little jump over that guy. And lure that one towards us so it doesn't hit us in midair. So these wooden supports can be knocked out. So there's another soul totem here. As you may notice, and as the text informed us, casting the spell consumes soul, so you have to choose between whether to use it for healing or casting. Some of the very interesting things about this game. It means that on a first playthrough, it's very typical for players to prioritise healing or at least saving soul up for healing. And as you get more and more comfortable with the combat, you can use spells more and more. Also, I didn't quite show it off before, but when we hit one of those lifeblood cocoons, these little blue creatures come out and run away, and it's killing the little blue creatures that actually gives us the temporary health masks. So this is an elder boulder. Whoops. When we get close to him, he curls up, so that's why the Vengeful Spirit spell is necessary to defeat him. Not actually the only way to defeat them. There are others that we'll gain later, but the only one we have now. Soul Catcher. That's a good charm. Oh, there you are. I was watching over you while you slept and must have slipped away myself. I woke up and found you disappeared. You are a surprising one. Well, actually, I wanted to ask a small favour of you. You see, there's a certain creature lurking just above us, in the heart of this temple. Oh, well, yet another surprise. You've slain that creature before I've even asked. I scarcely deserve such a friend as you. You're a marvel. And look, the gate between us is opened. Oh, I'm sure you're eager to move on. Farewell and have faith. Whatever you are seeking, it will find you. So after we got that spell, we got locked into this little area, which is a kind of mini tutorial for using it. Sitting down at a bench removes the temporary lifeblood masks. So I can't put the cursor on them, but in between my equipped charms and the full charms, there are those notches. There are 3 of them. And Soul Catcher takes 2, Fury of the Fallen takes 2, so I can't equip them both at once, but Soul Catcher is better anyway. So increases the amount of soul gained when striking an enemy with the nail. Not by much, but enough. So we have gained the Vengeful Spirit spell. Yep, it's there. That does not help with either of the problem areas that I've noticed. So the blue thing, I need more mobility, better jumping, and the red thing, I need to be able to hit ground below me, which the Vengeful Spirit cannot do. It only goes horizontally. So I need to explore more and find another way out. So you can see that there are, at the moment, 6 ways off the map into rooms I haven't visited. I have rather shortcutted past some of these areas which a first-time player might well explore before coming on the path I did. But let's put that right and go and explore some of them. And since we are heading into the Grubfather's room, let's pay him another visit as well. This is where Cornifer was. He's left a little business card with his eyeglasses. I know it looks like a cassette tape, but it's a business card. And that reminds us that if we didn't buy the map from him, his shop would be open and we could get it there. But in this case, I did already buy the map. Now, this is one of the openings, but there are 3 openings on the left side, and I've actually gone past one of them, which is hard to get to, but it's down here. So let's explore them bottom to top order. Here it looks like we're stuck and might need a later ability to get up, but you can actually get up by pogoing on the sideways spikes. So I could have come here right at the start of the game. We get a little prompt telling us to look down to avoid falling into spikes. A rather ominous display of corpses. And here's another mini-boss, the Brooding Mauler. So he has a claw attack, and when he does the big spit, you want to jump over him and pogo. And I'll use the Vengeful Spirit to make this go faster, but it is entirely possible to beat him before you get it. He can also jump, and when he jumps, he does a second jump that goes back exactly to the middle. So there we go. That went pretty well. And our reward for that is 1/4 of a mask. So if you've played any Zelda games, you know what that is. But I'll show it in the inventory anyway. Mask shard. Collect 3 more to strengthen your shell, i.e. gain an extra hit point. And yeah, quite possible to come here right at the start of the game, but he's a pretty tough fight if you don't know what you're doing. It has been interesting, actually. I have seen one Let's Player who did a blind playthrough and found him very early on and kept at the fight until he beat it, which was impressive. So we've saved a few more grubs since last time we were here. But if you look all the way across the room, you can see just how many. There's one all the way in the background above me right now. Rewards are just money at this stage. There will be better rewards, but... So I haven't called this out yet. There's clearly something there that I can't get to yet. So I've now got quite a bit of money, so I'm going to get that wayward compass.
Bafanada.
Could also get some more of these pins. So you can get benches, cocoons, shops, and hot springs marked on the map. There should be a stag pin as well. Whoops. No. Oh! So I had to redo the first episode, or redo the same progress that I made in the first episode because of some external factors, and I obviously forgot to unlock the stag. Oops. Anyway, so what I was going to say is I could get some more of those pins now. I've got enough money for it, but I don't really want them that much. They clutter up the map. Those are mostly useful for first-time players when you need to know where things are, especially when you enter a new area and you want to know where the benches are. So that chunk on the left has been mapped. Now there's still one more room off the map on the left side that I haven't gone to. So that's where I'm going next. Yeah. So again, could have come here much earlier. The Pilgrim's Way. Travellers of Hallownest descend through verdant wilds and fungal groves to the city at this kingdom's heart. There all wishes shall be granted, all truths revealed. So, the kingdom of Hallownest. It has been mentioned that that's our destination, and this is hinting us that this is the way to get there, but if we had come here earlier, we would have found ourselves blocked by another of these, so... Had to get the Vengeful Spirit spell before progressing. 4 casts defeats one of them. Careful jumping here because that is acid that will hurt me. But you can see from the decor that we're entering a new area, and this is Greenpath, which has lovely music. And our first stinky enemies, those orange clouds hurt. So jumping towards you right now might be a little tricky. I think... Also, this is a fool eater. They spring up from the ground. You can see the places where they are going to be, but they are camouflaged. Ah, here it is. So, I could just continue, but if I take the time to go up these steps, I'm rewarded with a bench. Oh, right, yeah. Wayward Compass is only 1 notch, so I can put that on. And you can see I'm off the map because I don't have a map for the Greenpath area, so I can't add this room to it. But when we do get the Greenpath map, everything that I've explored will be marked immediately. So that's really nice the way that works. And there's a face that may be familiar. That's Hornet, who is going to be the protagonist of the sequel Silk Song. Can't quite make that jump, but almost. So I could use that insect to do a sequence break. I could lead it up and jump across there by pogoing on it, but I'm actually not going to. That skips a chunk of stuff that I do actually want to explore. So, cut these vines down to cut down the platforms with them. You can see that I wouldn't have been able to make this jump without that platform there. Missed an opportunity to show off. Of course, this would have killed that enemy if it had landed on him. Let's do it on this one. And you can hear a certain humming at this point. The humming and these bits of paper lying around are the signs pointing to Cornifer's location in each area. Isn't this a contrast from the crossroads? Such a humid, lively place. The roads twist and turn in the most wonderful ways. I've done my best to chart the area ahead, although I admit some of the area's inhabitants proved quite a nuisance. A bit more expensive, but definitely worth it. So all the way to the left is a room of interest of some sort. And there's a grub here. Platform I knocked down earlier gets us across those spikes. And... yes, jump up here and knock this one down. But first, what's through here through these ominous teeth? Tiny squib, you approach fearless. Are you a hunter like me? Do you feel the urge inside to stalk, to kill, to understand? Well, then take it, my journal, it will aid you. At first the text may seem difficult to discern, but a learned hunter will come to understand its words. Venture the depths of this land and slay its beasts. Prove yourself worthy to bear the mark of hunter. So what that gives us... is this game's bestiary. So this is where all the enemy names are. And defeat a certain number of each one and you can decipher the hunter's notes on them. And bosses are included. Bosses get the hunter's notes automatically because there's only one of them. Weak creatures love to steal the strength of others. A little bit of a hint at the story behind the False Knight. I'm not sure how much of it ever gets revealed in the game, but basically he stole that suit of armour from someone else. So this is the Elder Boulder, the guy that we had to kill to get into Greenpath. There's Brooding Morlek. Becomes aggressive if not able to mingle with its own kind. Unfortunately, it was the last one left, surrounded by many corpses. And the Shade, echo of a previous life. And this is in the journal automatically, even though we haven't seen it. So, if you die, you leave a shade behind, and you have to go back to where your shade is and kill it to recover your previous money. Silly mechanic, but we may or may not see that later in the game, depending on how well I do. So I knocked down a platform earlier, which leads to this grub. You can also get it by pogoing on the Swit, as we now know it's called. But that's much harder to do. And this is the area of room I skipped out on by coming down that side. There's not much here, but there is a bit of geo. Okay. There's Hornet again, a bit too fast for us to catch up with her. But down here there's a bench, so let's just have a... Whoops, let's have another look at the map. So we have the Greenpath map now, so I could go down, and there's obviously a room there with more to explore, but the game is clearly pointing us towards where Hornet went, enticing her to catch up with her. And I think I can maybe just about do that in this episode, so I'm going to go there and ignore the lower parts for now. And we get the new journal sign when we kill a new journal entry. Now, all the enemies have one line of flavour text and another hunter's notes, and I'm not going to read them all. That's just a lot of text. So if you want to know more about all the enemies in the game, then play it yourself. I do highly recommend it. It's a really good game. Even though I'm not doing very well at it at the moment. Those guys are a bit hard to kill because they run away so fast after the first hit, but Vengeful Spirit does take them down. Oh, that one managed to get stuck. Yeah, Hornet's leading us on. Oh, there's a shiny down there, though. But I can't get to it. So that would be something to mark on the map. Maybe using a third colour of map marker if I had a third one. A little bit awkward to get up here. And we have to pay to unlock this bench. But also it's in our direct path, so we'd have to pay anyway. Ah, almost. Oh. So the thing about those is to kill them quickly before their stink cloud spreads. Now, I wish it didn't default to the journal when it killed a new enemy, although for new players you would want that. So there's something to my right that will connect with the shortcut I could have taken earlier and didn't. But for now we're just going up. Onward and upward. If I try to go left here, I can't make it up this jump without that platform being knocked down. So look for a way around. Oh. Secret wall with a lifeblood cocoon. The little blue things also have a journal entry. Life seed is what they're called. Makes sense. The greater mind once dreamed of leaf and cast the caverns so. In every bush and every vine the mind of Un reveals itself to us. Little bits of lore lying around all over the place that you can gradually piece together. So this guy's a bit tough. What you need to do is bait him into an attack. And as I mentioned before, the Vengeful Spirit spell does 3 times nail damage, so it's really what you want to use as much as you can. And this is an interesting encounter. No prizes for guessing how we interact with this. So he does that swoop attack, and if you're careful about it, you can time a jump and attack him by striking downwards. And what about you? Oh, there we are. Just what do you think you're doing? You dare to come between me and my prey? Is it a habit of yours to scurry about, getting in the way and causing bother? Know this, cur! I am Zote the Mighty, a knight of great renown. Cross me again and you'll find out why they call my weapon Life Ender. He's the best character in this game. There's some enticing geopiles down there, but if I drop down and try to get them, I'm in between 2 of these moss knights, which is not ideal. So I can jump over them, of course. I'm really not doing very well. And another one over here that guards a grub. So this is the platform we saw earlier that we needed to knock down to make that shortcut. And yes, the Vengefly King swoops at intruders and cries out for reinforcements if threatened. We didn't actually see him do that, but he can. And yet, that's a bit of a spoiler that there is one more in the game. so that's not the only one. Right, I was going to look at the map. We're almost there. But if I went straight there, I'd miss out on the stag station. Thank you, game, for putting a sign. I don't actually want to do any travelling right now, so... We have that unlocked, though, so that means we can travel to Greenpath from other places as well. And this little shiny is a Wanderer's Journal. So, it's down here in the inventory. Relic from Hallownest's past. The item now holds little value, except for those dedicated to the kingdom's history. And we can't read it, unfortunately. But if we find anyone who's interested in history, we may be able to interest them in that. Oop, music cut out. I think the game is preparing us. Hello, Hornet. Come no closer, Ghost. I've seen you creeping through the undergrowth, stalking me. Oh, this old kingdom, a terrible thing awakens. I can smell it in the air. I know what you are. I know what you'd try to do. I can't allow it. So, Hornet boss fight. It's a bit difficult to explain things as well as at the same time as doing them, but at least you can see that that move targets us directly, so just get out of the way. She has a horizontal attack. And she can hover in the air. Also, she has a stagger like the False Knight did. Although, with Hornet and with other bosses, the stagger mechanics are not exactly the same. So they have an actual health bar, or health amount, instead of being defeated, like the False Knight was defeated after being staggered 3 times. But other bosses do have an actual health amount, we just don't get to see what it is. And our reward for the fight is the Mothwing Cloak, which is a dash. So, you can dash on the ground or in the air. Would it seek to break the seals? They cannot be undone. They must be undone. Let us sleep, little shadow. Return to your darkness. Allow us our peace. Apparently those are the beings who have the same 3 masks that we've seen earlier. They want us to leave them alone, or one of them did, but the other one seemed to think we were doing the right thing by looking for them. So now that we have the dash, we can cross wider gaps, and that will let us get across the space we marked with a blue pin earlier. First, though, one last thing before finishing this episode. I want to come over here. So this is the Lake of Un. Un has been mentioned in the lore tablet. We don't really know who Un is yet. There's another Moss Knight that I could fight. He's just admiring the scenery, so why should I? And beyond him, an acid lake, so definitely can't do anything there yet, but Quirrell is here. Oh, hello there. Seems we both tread far from the path. I can hardly believe those dusty old highways led to such a lush and lively place. This building suggests some form of worship, though its idol has clearly been long forgotten. Doubles equally well for a moment's respite. Oh! So that was good progress, and we are really getting into the heart of the game now that we have the dash ability. So next time we're going to find out where that will take us. So again, thank you for watching, and see you next time.